again in my haste, I forgot to put a title, so I'll just be like, oh, 7 o'clock, go live. I didn't even put like, this is day 2 or anything for people that might stumble across this video and be like, what the hell's going on? I completely forgot to put a title, so hopefully if you're drawn here, you're supposed to be here, and so it doesn't matter if you don't know what's going on, you'll know soon enough. I'm gonna give people a little bit more time to show up, and I'm going to sage in the meantime. While I do that, if you have the workbook, you could get that out. If you have your own form of sage or incense or anything you want to get, you should get that. Because we will be doing some breath work today. Hopefully I could be heard well. Let's see. Okay. I got like re-energized, right? Like probably 30 minutes before the session started, because I swear I was laying in my bed. I was like, oh no, am I not going to have the energy for today? And then it seemed like out of nowhere, as time got closer, it was like I start recharging. So I guess Spirit said, you're supposed to be doing this week, so get it together, boo. You can crash after next week, Monday. Right now, you got work to do. So anyway, welcome. I was about to say to get into it with AMINA, but this says get into it with AMINA. Day number 2. Sometimes I get it mixed up with my YouTube. That's why I was like, wait a minute, is that it? But yes, it is. And so welcome, day number 2. Yes, today is called S.T.E.A.M. Pretty much, what is S.T.E.A.M? So of course you're gonna move today, because S.T.E.A.M means soul transforming energy and movement. Let me turn this down some. I had this up because one of my twins were in here. She was making a lot of noise, and I wasn't sure if she was going to go out there and do the same thing. But it seems to be quiet, so I'm going to stay in a positive mindset that she's going to stay peaceful and calm. Hold on. Okay. So welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I'm like feeling today, I guess as we get closer to this new moon, because we're 26, we got one more day, and then we are in the new moon energy. I don't know, my vibration has been like a cross between excited and anxiety, because I guess it's like, it's almost that feeling. I don't know how many musical fanatics we got here. I grew up on musicals, so a lot of my references are going to be to musicals, but today had me feeling like, well, this is a musical a lot of people should know, West Side Story. Like, it was feeling like Tony when he was like, could be, who knows, there's something due any day, I'll know right away, soon as it shows. It's like he's talking about, he can feel like something's coming or something's about to happen big, like a miracle or something, but he doesn't know what it is. But because he feels like it's something out there and he's being called to it, he's willing to go where he's being called, because he feels like something is there. I'm supposed to be there. And that's kind of the feeling I've been in like something's coming, I don't know what it is, but it is gonna be great. But at the same time, then you got the anxiety. Now the anxiety is my my conditioned voice that's very small now. It's very quiet. You know, I've done a lot of work there, so my conditioned voice doesn't really control the show that much, but it does raise up from time to time. And my conditioned voice seems to, my inner child likes to raise up now whenever I have high expectations. That's where she protects me now. It's like, uh-oh, she getting excited. She thinks something great about to happen. Remember what happened last time you thought everything was going to be so great? Ain't nothing happened. Or something negative happened. Or, you know, things didn't go the way you expected. And so that always will make me go, okay, so let me just chill out. you know, because I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to get hyped up and then disappointment. So this time around, I'm really trying to ignore that inner child and send her some love and light. Like, girl, remember the times we did have high expectations and then something great did happen? So stop pulling me back to the times where what I expected did not come into fruition. So yeah, I've been kicking her butt. So that's just the energy I've been in under this new moon vibe. Like, high expectation, anxious for things to just start moving and in the direction that I want to move in, and trying to make sure that inner wounded child who has had bad experiences with having high expectations does not try to like creep in to what I'm doing, you know, what I'm feeling and where I'm headed. So with that said, I'm going to do the raffle now for those who did the work, the self-work. Every day there is a self-work post. I tag everyone who registered. If you didn't register and you do the self-work, more power to you. I really think it's great that everybody does it regardless, but if you didn't do the registration, you're not eligible for a prize. Now, I don't know why people wouldn't do the registration, because it was free to be eligible for a prize. All you had to do was register. So today, the self-work was to put a list on the wall of things you want to release, things you need to let go of. And I even did the work because I'm forever growing. I'm forever a student, you know, so at the same time as I mentor and teach. So I feel like I always respected my teachers that I felt like could do what they were showing. You know, don't tell me to do that. You know, even in dance, don't tell me to lift my leg up to my head and you can't lift your leg to your head, and you never could. But even if you're older now, if I've seen photos of you doing that, then I could feel more like, okay, yeah, you've been there, you did the work, let me try. But teachers that, you know, sit on their behind and they're like, yeah, do this, do that, do this, and you ain't never seen them do the work, and they ain't doing it no more, and they're not doing it at all, or whatever the case may be, it's not it's not motivating or inspiring for me. And that's just how I work. So I did the self-work as well. And pretty much I just listed things I needed to let go of. And when I said release, I mean like out of your energy. It could just be a feeling of guilt. It could be a feeling that you've been carrying for a while. It doesn't necessarily have to be people, but that too. And then you were to write what you were open to receive. And then on the other end, I think what you were open to receive was the extra credit. The other part of the work was just writing what you're releasing and how you will feel when that release takes place. Because you already know how you feel with carrying all the weight. But the objective when you are calling in or shifting your energy is to feel the shift. That's how come my original program was called Feel the Shift, because that was my primary focus. Was if you're not shifting how you feel, then you can say all the affirmations you want out your mouth. You can think them all you want in your head, but if you're not feeling it, it don't matter. And that's the same way I feel. I guess I associate a lot of things to the arts because I'm an artist at heart. And for me, I've always felt like it's the same thing with performers. It's the same thing with any type of artist, any type of creator, any type of work. It doesn't even have to be an art form. If you are saying stuff that you're going to do, or what your mission is, or what your purpose is, or what you want to produce, and you're thinking about it all the time, yeah, but here you really don't feel it. You're just saying it. You're hoping to speak it into fruition. That is not always a good way for it to work. Now, some people could sit and just think about the same thing and stay in their heads and manifest. However, that's usually because you don't realize that subconsciously you really believe what you're thinking. You're really feeling it. And the easiest thing to feel is something that either you experienced already or something that is the easiest outcome. So for example, let's go somewhere outlandish. You're thinking about a way to make $1 million. And this is going off the topic a little bit, but you're thinking of a way to make $1 million. And you plan, you list, you sit and you think about it all the time. In your head, you're working it out. Like, all right, first I got to do this, I got to do that. And if I want to make it, I got to do that, and I got to do this. All right, yeah, I have to do this, and I got to do that. And you're planning, and you're writing, and you're thinking about it. But if your whole vibration is saying, this is going to be hard, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, then all that thinking, all that planning don't mean nothing. You have to really feel. It's all about feeling. And that's why I wanted you guys to also reflect on how you would feel after releasing burdens. That's what these things are burdens. And once you can reflect on how you feel after, you can start to be in that vibration and start to attract that feeling. And you can't have a feeling of lightness, of freedom, as some of you described, of you know, high self-esteem and all this stuff, if you're carrying a bunch of burdens that are making you feel otherwise. So I wanted everybody to identify what you needed to let go of, what you wanted to replace that energy with, and how it would make you feel to do that. So I did the work, and I have a few people that did it too. Thank God for notifications, because I did not see your post, but I just got notified that you posted. So I will add you to the raffle drawing. This is gonna be really quick. Whoever gets chosen out of the raffle, yeah, I'm ripping paper right here, but I'm gonna show you so it's fair. Your prize today, and it's a different prize every day. Of course, the first prize is simple and it just grows. Not simple, but you know. Anyway, so the first prize is I will pull a card for you of advice from the Rumi Oracle. And you will also get my special deck. You get a card from the Golden Tickets. Now, it's another musical reference, of course, Willy Wonka. If you know the Willy Wonka, the original, not that remake, that was creepy. The original Willy Wonka that was warm and talking about dreaming your dream and you know, just expecting high expectations, expecting great things. And I made those tickets because I wanted to have a kind of oracle that you knew something great's gonna come out of it. You didn't have to be like, oh God, what card was she gonna pull? You could always go, okay, it's a golden ticket. I know it's gonna be something good. And you can have high expectations for a great card pull. So whoever gets this, you get 2 card pulls. I mean, they're pretty quick, so I'm gonna do them right before I jump into the session. But first, let's do the raffle drawing. I think I have Letitia, Stacy, Sandy, and now Afua. There was another sister who did the work, but I did not have you down as registered. So if you see this live and you're like, hey, I did it and I'm registered, let me know, because that means you registered under a different name than the one that you're on Facebook with. And that was another thing I was going to tell people. If you register and you're not using your Facebook name is different from your actual name you're using to register, then I'm not going to put the two together when you come on live. You'd have to like message me. Hey, did you get my registration? On Facebook, I'm this, but my actual name is that. Then I'll be like, oh, okay. So let's do the raffle. Y'all could do a little at-home drum roll. Well, I would do an African drum roll. And let's see who wins today's prize. Shaking it up. And taking one blindly. Sandy, you got the prize for today. So I'm going to pull you a card very quickly. We are all of the same tribe, so I always feel like listen to other people's stuff because it might resonate for you too. Even though back in the day, I was one of them people that if I was on a live session and somebody was giving advice and it got personal, I was like, okay, and click. But now I'm a little bit wiser. And I realized if I was drawn here, it's for a reason, and maybe there's messages in everything. So I need to really pay attention. So this is for Sandy, but it may resonate for some of y'all. Its advice comes from Rumi, who's considered an ascended master. And usually the advice is right on point. So Sandy, I don't know if you're here live or not. I know you were here yesterday, but here is your advice for Rumi. Okay, this is the artwork. I think it's gorgeous. It says blessing of Zara. And it looks like someone getting a blessing, okay? So it says, the quote from Rumi is, you use thought to seek release from suffering and pain, while thought is the cause of your suffering and pain. Didn't I just talk about being in your head? All right, and here's your advice. There is something more loving and beautiful awaiting. Do not try to feast upon scraps. Stop scratching in the dirt for stale breadcrumbs. Arise and move towards the seat at the heavenly table, gleaming before you. A greater feast awaits your attendance. So you're being told to release. Get out of your head. Let go of the things that are old and worn out, and you already can't do nothing with it anyway, but it's like beating a dead horse. And they're saying there's a whole big blessing waiting for you as soon as you're ready to let the stale breadcrumbs, as it was put, go. I'm gonna pull your golden ticket because that was pretty blunt. Let's see. Golden tickets also come with angel numbers. And if I don't know if everyone's familiar with those, but if you're not, Google them. When you get an angel number, and I might go over that sometime this week. I didn't have that down there, but I may look it up. Okay, so whatever angel numbers on this card, feel free to Google it. You put in the number and angel number, and you'll get some advice straight from the angels. Okay, someone will have something up explaining to you exactly what those angel numbers resonate to. So here we go. Sandy, your card, your angel number is 707. So 707 angel number, Google it for another message. And it says, no weapons formed against you shall prosper. So don't worry. Pretty much it's being confirmed that you are being protected. Highly protected. Anybody that has any ill will towards you, any negative thoughts towards you, will not get far with whatever they're thinking. In fact, I heard the word karma. So anyone, and I got the same advice today earlier from someone. Anybody who has done you wrong is getting served their karma now. So when that's going on, you gotta step back and you gotta let God handle it, even if you start to feel bad. Because sometimes people do you dirty, and you're like, oh, all right, I'm over it, and then they get their karma, and you're like, oh damn, why is all this stuff happening to this person? Because now you're over whatever they did. But I was warned before one time when I started to feel sorry for someone, and I saw them getting their karma, and I wanted to reach out and help them. And when I went within and I like communed with spirit, and then I pulled some cards just to get some deeper insight, and spirit was like, if you put your hand in, you gonna get some of that karma too. All right, this person is getting taught a lesson. They are going through exactly the same thing 10 times worse that they put you through. Now, if you try to run and be Captain Save a negative person or a narcissist or whatever, then you gonna get served that karma too. So I said, I'm gonna step back. So anyway, that was your advice. That was your prize, Sandy, and I think advice that we all could use. All right. So on that note, don't forget to check the self-work. If you're registered, you're automatically going to be tagged to it. Otherwise, you're going to have to look in the guides. On this page, you click guides, and it's guide number 8, and it'll have the self-work posted, and you just put your responses underneath. All right. So today is about STEAM, soul transforming energy and movement. That's exactly what it means. So pretty much it's self-explanatory, but sometimes I like to go a little bit more in depth, because a lot of people are like, where the hell that came from? You made that up? What was you doing one day? You just sitting on the toilet one day and you said, soul transforming. No, that's not how it went down. In fact, the story is a little personal how it was created, because it went through some transformations along with the transformations I was going through. And I can say one of the first things that sparked me was that my feminine energy was feeling stifled. I had a lot of male teachers, masculine teachers, when it came to dance, even as mentors in my life. And at a point in my life, a lot of them were elders at this point, and they were starting to pass away, and I was losing my crutches. And I would go to dance class to dance it out, and my teachers were men. And for me, at this time in my life, I was in need of divine feminine energy. I had had enough of masculine energy. And sometimes this can happen with men as well. If you're a man and you're finding like, I'm just always feeling very, maybe an aggressive energy. I always feel like I gotta go, go, go. I'm not taking time to nurture and take care of myself. I'm a little bit blocked when it comes to expressing, pouring out emotions, not necessarily expressing them, but pouring them, like really being vulnerable. Then there's a need to turn to your feminine energy. And I know for a lot of men that don't want to identify with feminine, it might be difficult to grasp. But it's just like combining that yin and yang, that mother and father energy, and bringing it together, you know, and bringing it together within yourself. And I was at the time in my life when my body was changing, and the masculine dance movements and stuff, and you know, African dance, which is what I specialize in, all the dances have meanings and purposes behind them. So if I'm constantly doing a dance that's for example, the strong man, that's Dunumba. That's a rhythm called Dunumba. I had teachers that would do it every week. That was like the end dance for class. And I started to hate the dance. It just felt, my body didn't want to do that. And this is where S.T.E.A.M first started. I came up with femme healing because I felt like everybody could use it. I remember I asked one of my teachers, I said, you know what, you do a lot of steps for men, but your class, the majority is women. How come you don't do any feminine movements? And this man turned to me and said, am I a woman? Am I a woman? Well, then I'm not going to be doing that. I said, well, I have some teachers that are men that they'll cater to the females. Well, no, I'm a man and I'm not doing that. And I knew right then, I said, wow, your feminine energy is blocked. Like you have it locked. And that's why your energy is so like this and abrupt and very sharp, and there's no softness to it. And I knew then, I said, no, I need something for me. Doing this dance is making my womb feel weird. Always stomping, grounding, overly grounding and not balancing the elements within me. And femme healing was born out of the elements, water, earth, fire, air, the main four, and feeling in my womb that said, you need healing here. And I started to do research on the womb. How are the benefits of dancing for the female's womb? What are the benefits as well for men and their prostate and things like that? And I was really trying to bring it all together, because at one point I was trying to work with everyone, and then I said, I went through phases, y'all. And then I said, no, I'm just going to work with the women. And I started femme healing African dance, and this was at a time where I was going through a crazy, toxic relationship that was in and out, on and off, on and off, on and off consistently. And with someone very big in the dance and drum community. And I felt like I was under the magnifying glass. I felt like people were whispering, they knew things. And I'm the type of energy, I'm an Aries. So, you know, we'll be like, whatever. I'm still going to come class. I don't care, talk about me. I like it, blah, blah, blah. But it still is not a nice energy to carry. You're trying to dance and you have to worry about he say, she say, people judging you. And I pulled out of it. I started doing femme healing. I started just calling together drummers that I knew were mature enough to handle it. I had a few that I had to get rid of, the ones that wanted to come and just look at the women dance. But I did have a lead female at one point, the woman that would drum, and that's where it first started. It was traditional African dance, but I would do the women dances, and I was trying to give the masculine dances, the men dances, a more feminine twist. Then I started to have children, and my body went through a whole nother flip where I gained weight. I was always really, really skinny. And I started to put on weight, and I felt like I could not dance the same. After 2 C-sections, the first one I went through a postpartum depression, and it wasn't about the kids. It was because I could not dance. I was like feeling helpless. I felt like a bad mother because while I'm healing, I can't do anything for the babies. I couldn't really walk. I couldn't cook. So people were trying to do things for me, and I went through a little bit of a depression. I was running a dance school and got pregnant in the midst of that with my twins, and then that fell apart. Once I guess if you're the head and then the head is gone, after a while the body's gonna last for but so long before it's gonna collapse. And I tried to save it. It was doing really good. We did our first concert, and then I was depressed about that. The studio shut down. Another side personal story, that studio I had inherited from a friend of mine who had passed away from cancer. And I worked under her for a couple of years, but I knew her way back. Bernice Johnson, the infamous Bernice Johnson of Jamaica, Queens, New York. We were in the same dance school. That's where I started at the age of 3. And so I knew her for years, her and her sister. And it just happened when I went to work at this dance school, she was in charge. So no question, I got the job. Long story short, she ended up becoming diagnosed with cancer probably in my 3rd or 4th year working there. And when she did pass, it was in the middle, right at almost at the end of the year, and they thought we just weren't gonna have a concert. But her mother called me into the office one day and told me that she had found her book, her notebook of ideas and plans. And she said, and next to every plan, and she's showing me the notebook, it says, Amina will take care of that. Amina will handle this. Amina will do this. And that kind of made me go, wow, she had a lot of faith in me. A lot of the ideas I told her, she had wrote down that we were going to do them. And so her mom and her dad asked if I would be willing to take the studio. So that fast forwards me to my guilt now when the studio did not thrive. And I was like, oh my God, now that mother and father's probably looking at me like I thought she was going to keep the legacy going. She failed at that, and this is just my inner chatter. And so I went through a little bit of a depression, and it was the first time in my life since the age of 3 where I did not dance. I could not dance. And that was so hard for me to go through for that time period. And when I finally did say, okay, we got to start moving again, it was Femme Healing that I turned to. But instead of the live drums, I started dancing the music in my home that was African based, and not drumming, but singers and different griots, which are like that's a whole nother history lesson. But yeah, but that type of music, and it felt better to my body. I said, I can still dance, I just have to tap into another energy, another side of myself. So after a while, I started teaching Femme Healing African dance, and my other gift was starting to get called on. There were like a small group of people that knew I was intuitive. They knew I read. And it started to get around. So I would have random people come to me. I'd be maybe at a dance class, and I'll be watching that day, trying to just feel the drums, and someone will come up to me after class and be like, I heard you read so-and-so. I'm really interested in a reading. I'm like, what the hell? Who told you I read so-and-so? What? Oh, okay, well, I don't really do it for money. Oh, but I'll pay you and this and that. And I started to take, not really what I call clients, but little side hustle. Okay, I'll do some readings for you. I have a deck of tarot cards, and call me and I'll do it over the phone. And I was doing written ones. And I did that for quite some time on the low, behind the scenes of trying to get my dancing going again. And I came to a point where Facebook, that also played a part. Facebook actually pulled me and inspired me to start to come out. And that was when I was in a why is my light flashing? I'm trying to get that stopped. But that's when I was I also had joined a program, because I said I'm not going to just sit on my behind at home. And I joined Holistic Business School. But by now, I was starting to dance again. I was starting to get back in there. I actually put up a video recently of me teaching a class 3 years after my second C-section, and still, I had the big gut. I was going through a little depression then. I had people that were literally asking me, like, you pregnant? I heard through a friend that a drummer told her I was pregnant because they saw me in the class video, and I'm like, oh my God, that's how big I look compared to how I used to look, that people were thinking I was still pregnant. I would go out to eat. I remember I went to get something to eat one time, and the person was like, what are you having? And I was like, oh, I'm gonna have fries. And no, what are you having? I said, oh shit, she think I'm pregnant. I said, well, I had a boy. And then she was like, oh my God, I'm sorry. But I had been going through that like daily almost. So it was starting to work my mental, like, I don't know if I'm ever going to get myself back. I'm not going to be able to dance the way I used to. So I better get used to this weight and start working with it. And that's when I would start to do videos online, just dancing. And I think my first one was a Mother's Day. I believe I did a dance for the mothers, for Mother's Day. And that changed a lot of things. Wait, let me turn on this room light. Maybe that's why the light's flashing. So you are sitting in the dark. Okay, yeah, that's a little better. So anyway, so I did that dance, I posted it, and I got a lot of people that were like, wow, nice, this and that, you know. And from there, even being in the Holistic Business School program and having a mentor through there, all of this was boosting me. Now, Facebook is where I started to say, okay, maybe I need to do something that everybody could do. Because I popped up one day. It was a Holistic Business School assignment to do a live. I think we had to do it every day for a week. We had to do something to get out of our comfort zone. And I did a live, and it was about creative blocks. How to remove creative blocks when you're feeling stuck. And I come from LaGuardia High School of Music and Arts, Performing Arts in Manhattan. And so a lot of my friends are artists. And I had a male friend write me in my inbox. And he was like, yo, that video you did about creative blocks, yo, that helped me a lot. It was right on time. I've been struggling like for inspiration. He's a screenplay writer and a director and an actor. And he was like, I just have not been feeling creative. I feel blocked. But the things you were saying for getting out of the block really helped me. And when he told me that, I said, well, dang, maybe I need to just, maybe it's time now for me to open up and do something where men and women can be healed. Now, my tribe is my tribe. I might call in more women than men, whatever the case may be. When I was younger, I had way more men or male friends than I had women. And, but that's where my vibration was. In fact, I went through a period where I did not like women. And that's bad when you are one. Where I felt like they're petty. They always want to bicker about stupid things. They want to talk about dumb stuff. This is my teen years where I was going through this. They want to talk about stupid things. And, when I hang out with my boys, we just relax. We laugh. We have a good time. When I hang out with my girls, it's like depression, talking about this guy there and this one that's not doing, this one that you like, but he's not liking you back, or he cheating, or he just, or, and for me, after a while, I was like, I pulled back. I had my tight circle of women friends, and then I did not hang out with guys. And yeah, and a lot of females have said, a lot of women will say, I did not like women. And what that made me do too, once I got older, I had to really reflect on that. And I was like, what is it you don't like? And I realized what I did not like wasn't so much the behavior, because you could find petty catty men. I remember sitting with a bunch of guys one day and I was like, y'all sound just like my women friends, my female friends. The way y'all talk, y'all gossiping, and oh my God, like, you know. And so I started to realize, you know, what I did not like was the vulnerableness, the softness, what women were labeled as being sensitive and emotional and all of that stuff that's really good, but it was seen in a negative light. And so I shied away from that. I was like, And especially when you grow up in the hood, or you grow up in New York City, period, you have to have a tough exterior. The last thing you want to be is walking around and people think you soft and sensitive and all that stuff. Nah, Sabrina. And that was the other thing I was going to say. My friends would always be talking about sex. Now, I was a virgin till I was 19. So me and another sister that was hanging with them, they would always count us out like, yeah, so remember what, oh, y'all can't be in this conversation because y'all don't know yet. Y'all ain't do nothing yet. And I used to hate that too. Like, oh, so now we can't talk, we can't be down because we ain't active yet. And all right, whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's all these stereotypes too around women, and then there's stereotypes around men. Whereas my women friends would be like, how do you hang out with all them guys? How do you hang with them? I don't know, they be too loud. They always want to smoke weed. They're this, they're doing that. I never know if something's gonna happen when you're hanging out with the guys, if they're gonna get into something and drink too much or do this. And I'm like, well, they're not necessarily always drinking. That's one. They're not always getting high, you know. Even though when I was younger, yeah, the guys I hung out with in the Bronx, that's what they did. But it wasn't all the time. And so I felt like, you know, there's just something between men and women that just needed to be healed. And so I really sat and I brainstormed, and I was like, you know, I wouldn't want to take a class that said masculine healing or male healing, because I'd probably be like, not a masculine energy, unless I was a masculine woman and I wanted to recharge that energy. So why would a man want to come and take something that says femme healing unless he wants to be in a feminine energy? And so that was a tug, the wording. Even though it was still a benefit for men, the wording, I said, gets in the way. So what I did was I made femme healing, and that's just for the women when I teach that. And then S.T.E.A.M is the overhead of everything. So with S.T.E.A.M, everybody can do S.T.E.A.M. It's seriously just using your chakras, which is the energy, your chi, and movement, which is the dance aspect. And also I created a way that you can do hand mudras, which you're going to get your own tonight to work with. I took hand mudras, and some of you might not know what they're called, but I'm sure you've all seen people, whenever they make fun of people meditating, they're always like, this hand position, om, you know. Everybody knows this hand mudra, but they don't know that when they're doing it, what they're doing, what they're activating. And so I combine the hand mudras with movement. I don't really teach the hand mudra, the mudra dance, as I call it, just out there. That's usually something I teach for people that are in my sessions, because I really got to go over what mudras are and each mudra, what it's for, and each hand position. But we are going to do the S.T.E.A.M routine today. That's something I do with everybody. There is the feminine and the masculine way of doing some of the movements. You can move however you feel, and what you're doing through the process is you're taking in light and love from Mama Earth. It's all of the whole movement series is about cleansing your energy using earth energy, heavenly energy, your ancestors, your spirit guides, and of course source. So S.T.E.A.M came about at a time, again, where I said, okay, I want to work with men. But I was also going through something within, because my last 3 kids, I was realizing were special needs. And it was difficult because I had my oldest, my firstborn, from one father. And then when I got with a different man, all 3 of his children came out with autism, ASD2, nonverbal, and ADHD. So for a while, I was like feeling horrible because this is his first children. You know, he did help raise my firstborn. However, you know, when you're finally getting your own, it's a different energy. And for a while, I felt bad. Like, damn, you know, boy, the 3 kids, you know, blah, blah, blah. They just, you know, and I carried that. And I blamed myself, but then he blamed himself. Oh, but you have one and she's not autistic. And so that was another inner battle that I was going through. And it was making it difficult for me to move forward with creating S.T.E.A.M. So for a minute, I shied away from it. I tried to do what I thought the people wanted. And I said, I'm going to do something called Goddess Awakening, and it's about waking up the goddess in you. And I'll put, you know, men and masculine energy on the back burner for now, and just stay in this feminine nurturing energy. Because at the time, I needed nurturing. That's what I realized. I needed some self-love. And I tried it, and honestly, I didn't enjoy it. Something was missing. It just didn't have what I wanted. And so I ended up literally telling those that signed up, and I think some of you, or one of you, Stacy, you might have been in it. I can't remember. But I remember having to tell everybody I wasn't doing it anymore. That this was going to be the last week or the last month, and we're just not, I'm going to wrap it up. Because I was not in a good headspace, you know. And though sometimes I could hide it and shield it behind movement and dancing, overall, I wasn't feeling it. So I knew that there's no way I was going to help nobody's goddess awakening when my goddess was sitting there dormant and stagnant and wondering what the hell I thought I was doing. Like, look at this chick trying to tell the people how to awaken their inner goddess. Meanwhile, she's not even in touch with her own. So I ended that. I went back into the incubator, and I literally had to go through my own self-healing before I could start trying to help others. So I went through the whole business school, holistic business school, which was like a healing point for me. Yeah, I really had to hone in on self-care, investing in yourself, where I'm like, oh my God, this course costs so much. Like when I started the holistic business school program, because that's when I said, I want to serve. That's what I'm here to do. I can see that, yeah, teaching, I'm supposed to teach, but there's more to just showing up and teaching a dance class. There was more that I wanted to do. And I had started to do it with my femme healing. I'd have the women visualize before we started. And it was really nice. I had a balafone player would come. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of balafone, but it's like the most sweetest music when it's played right. And it was all coming together, but I said, no, there's something else. I need to really heal. And the holistic business school gave me like a blueprint. Like, okay, this is what you need to do if you want to do this. This is what you need to feel if you want to call in. You have to change your vibration. You have to change your mindset and all of this stuff. So I was already studying things like that. But when you have someone holding you accountable, it's a little different. And I modeled my program a little bit after that, where I did take that aspect. I am hands-on. If you're in a program, my programs, yes, we do have a one-on-one every month. So I'm not just like, good luck, hope you're getting everything and you're advancing and you're emotionally stable going through this and your mental's on point. I'm just going to show up for the class and that's it. I was like, no, I'm hands-on. But when I first said I want to do this, it took me like 2 years before I joined, and I would show up for every one of their workshops trying to get as much as I could, but it was never enough. Whenever all the workshops was over, I was like, no, I'm supposed to be in this program. But when they would say the price, I was always like, maybe not. Like, maybe not yet. I have not been dancing that much yet. I just started teaching again. I wasn't even doing my dance company for a while, which was another thing that had me depressed. I wasn't choreographing and everything. And finally, one day I had the money. I had enough. I forgot what I had done and I had made some extra money. And the program was being offered again in my face. And I remember that night exactly, like it was yesterday. I told the woman, I want to do this. And she was like, we know who you are, because you always show up for the workshops and you're very vocal and you help, you share your knowledge, and we know exactly who you are. We've been hoping and praying that you would commit and join. I was like, oh shoot, really? Y'all noticed me? So finally I said, and then my conditioned voice jumped in. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. She said, okay, well, you have till midnight to lock in that discounted price. I said, okay. Then they wanted me to help me so much that she even hit me back and said, the woman who runs the whole program is offering you an even bigger discount if you want to do it. I was like, okay, okay. She said, you got till midnight. And my conditioned voice started its shit. Girl, you gonna pay that money? How you making that back? You don't know what, you don't have no gigs lined up. You don't know what you doing from paycheck to paycheck right now. You can't survive off of disability money for the kids. You have to have something steady. And if you give this lady this big chunk of money that you just got from doing a few classes, you're gonna be back in the hole again. And I started to say, I'm not doing it. I was like, okay, not doing it. This is gonna be like the 50th time I did this though. And I'm going, no. Something in me kept saying, no, nope, nope. If you do this program, you will go through your own healing, you will clear your energy, and stuff will start to come in. Your vibration will change. You know, because we all need some kind of guide. And I used to think not. As an Aries, we are I am. That's our quote in the zodiac houses, is I am. And so a lot of times we want to lead ourselves. And even if we ask for assistance, we're not really asking for assistance. We might ask for an opinion, and then we probably won't even take it, because we want to feel like we are leading ourselves. We are in control. We are the authority. And I swear, I was like, I went so back and forth in my head. And then finally I said, you know what? Just do it. And I was like, pay. And it went. And for a minute I felt nervous, and then I felt very excited. Like, you did it. And I wrote them and I was like, I did it. And they were all celebrating. And from there, I was guided and assisted through creating S.T.E.A.M with a solid foundation. They didn't dictate nothing to me. Let me come up with my own ideas. The only thing I was getting pushed was my prices were low. You're selling yourself short. Oh, you're offering this, 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 and this, and you're only charging this. But I came from a poverty mindset. So in my mind, look how long it took for me to join. And so I'm thinking of other people who are in the same mindset as me. So yeah, I'm offering a lot, but I was like, no, nobody's gonna pay that much, no. And then I remembered when I first started Goddess Awakening, and I put that idea out there. I literally had a family member inbox me and let me know, ain't nobody gonna sign up for no program for that long. I don't have time to be doing no 3 months with you. And she didn't even talk about how much it cost. She was more talking about my program. And that's just so long, and you need to shorten that and this and that. And I carried it. Like, damn, if somebody in my own family's saying that they not gonna get down with it, how am I gonna get other people to get down with it? So I carried that into the program. While now I'm creating something new, I'm still anchored by the old mindset. And it took them a while to get that. It took them a whole year to beat that out of me. Meeting with me every month, live Zoom talks, where I'm still like whispering my price. And my accountability manager's like, girl, I know you didn't just say that amount. You need to go look at stuff that you're doing and the results that you give. So once I got out of that program, I was a little nervous at first, like, no more accountability? Oh my God. that means now you got to go. You got to do it. Now, I could have kept going, but I was already at a point where they kind of told me, like, well, you know, you pretty much, you're ready. Just go ahead, do your thing. And it wasn't really much more I could get from there. They were really, at this point, were just giving me the business side of things. So I said, okay, time to get started. And I just started putting myself out there on Facebook. I started putting myself out there talking about my children and my feelings behind that. And that took a lot because, you know, I'm usually the grin and bear it. And then you cry soundly alone at night. Like, why me and why this? And it's so hard. And how am I supposed to have a career? And I have 3 kids that they have disabilities. And how am I going to tour? How am I going to go teach? And everything flowed. It was like after I flipped my vibe, I started literally doing what I created. I would do my S.T.E.A.M routine in the mornings. I had a Shaolin master that kind of inspired it. I would watch him on YouTube, and the breath work he would do every morning looked just like what I created in my S.T.E.A.M routine. I said, oh shoot, we're doing almost the same thing. This must be a past lifetime thing. I must have done this before. And so I started doing my thing and doing the Shaolin techniques, and it was just all coming together. I already had the chakras under my belt. I started learning the hand mudras. I was already familiar. I had read Creative Visualization, the book Creative Visualization by Shakti Juan, and of course, African dance, my foundation. Now, I'm trained in modern dance, ballet, tap, jazz, even some hip hop, but I would never claim that because I'd say my hip hop stopped in the 90s. So I'd never say, yeah, and I'm trained in hip hop. Okay, I'm trained in old school hip hop. But pretty much I have all of the techniques under my belt. And what I did was found a way to seamlessly blend it with African without African dance getting watered down. And I took that and I would do it in my home, and it was helping me. So I said, hey, let me try this with other people. And really, it started to shift my thinking. Yeah, mindset is very important because your mindset is gonna, well, they go both ways. To me, I feel like your mindset can affect your feelings, but your feelings can also flip your mindset. So if maybe your mind is in a funk where you think, say where I started, where I felt like, oh, you know, women, they're too sensitive, over emotional, catty, and things like that. But then I meet someone, a woman who makes me feel the total opposite. Like, wow, but this woman here, she's loving, she's nurturing, her sensitive energy is attractive. You know, it's not something that I'm feeling like it's overwhelming. You know, this is a balanced feminine energy. It can flip your mindset to say, well, maybe not everybody's like that. Not all women are the same. But when your mind is stuck in something, I notice a lot of times it's very hard to flip your feeling. You know, unless you, and that's hard to comprehend. Like, your feelings can flip what you're thinking, but your thinking has a struggle with flipping your mind, how you feel. So if, for example, I would say if your mind is already stuck in something, I can't do that. I really can't do that. There's no way that I can accomplish that. There's no way I could do that. There's no way you're really gonna feel that you can do something that your mind is already set on saying you cannot, unless you have a different experience. So your feelings gonna stay in the same energy. Whereas if you feel something different, you have a different experience that changes how you feel, you can change the way you see something or think about something. Hopefully that made sense, because it got a little construed there. But yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to say with that. So pretty much that is what makes up S.T.E.A.M. The elements, the chakras, the mudras, visualization, and West African dance. And from there, I came up with soul transforming energy and movement, because that's exactly what I felt like I experienced. I felt like my soul was transformed. Not just my physical, not just my mind, not just my, my emotions. I felt like my entire soul was transformed because I was getting rid of past karma. I was working on my inner child. And even through the process of taking women and men through some of my courses, I was still going through my healing process on the sidelines. Little did they know. I was still going through my little insecurities and different health issues I was dealing with. And like my journey with my teeth when I had vitamin D deficiency and they started breaking and all this stuff. I had a lot of stuff going on the side while I was still healing people, reading people. And out of nowhere, it seems like once I found my thing, that's me, this is mine, this is what I want to do, this is works for me and my tribe, things started to flow. I started to get other opportunities. I started to get little things that I didn't expect out of nowhere. I'm trying to think of some opportunities that I was like, whoa, I didn't expect that to happen. I saw it, David Wright was on, I don't know if he's still here, but actually doing that off-Broadway play, I didn't expect to choreograph for that play. I was on Facebook, I congratulated one of my god brothers because he had won a Tony Award for his choreography, and he happened to have the same first name as the director of the play. And then he wrote me and asked me about dancing because I guess he saw my post and then looked at some of what I did. And from there, I went and I met him and I ended up choreographing. And things were just, it was like things like that were happening and coming in. And I was just like, whoa, all these opportunities, all these doors are opening now. Now, where I am, now that my energy has shifted and I'm on a different level now, I'm at the place where now ancestors are like, okay, too many burdens, boo. You cannot do everything. Yeah, you got all these gifts and talents. You got to find a way to hone them in. You can't try to do everything. You can't be a writer over here. Then you want to be doing a company over here. And then you want to do STEAM over here. And then you want to do regular traditional West African here. And then you want to run a Suma Center. And then you want a retreat center. And it was, now that's what I'm getting. The girl, we're taking you backwards now. You need to nurture yourself. You need to rest. You need to know when to break. And so my trip to Guinea was a part of that process too. Like traveling, going away, following my heart, guilt-free. I've never traveled guilt-free since I had my last 3 children, especially. I always felt like, oh my God, I hope they're taken care of. I hope they're good. I hope they're that. And they would be with their dad. And I'm still like panicking. I'm crying when I gotta leave. And a lot of it was guilt. I feel like I don't deserve to go. I feel like I should not be able to get this break. Why do I get to take a break? You know, and I would beat myself up every time. And I would be traveling for work, like going to teach. And I would be sad, like, oh my God, oh, stupid things. I hope they remember me when I come back. And, you know, dumb worries that your inner child is, your conditioned voice is saying to you. And so now I'm dealing with the burdens where it's like, all right, you got to cut some things loose. You got to make boundaries. You can't be so available. I started to get drained at one point. I think I was overly available. Like I show up for my clients whenever they want me because a lot of them are also sister friends, brothers to me. Maybe some are like sons if they're very young, much younger than me. And or even like daughters or nieces type energy to me. And I would be overly available to them, like especially the younger ones. They would hit me up. It could be 2 a.m. Hey, can I call you? What? Call me? I'm laying in bed right now. But sometimes it's a cry for help. So I'll be like, okay, real quick though. And it would end up being like a 2-hour conversation. Now I'm tired as hell, but I got to get up in like another hour or 2 because, you know, my children, there's no concept of time. If I'm tired, I sleep. If I'm not, I wake up. That's just how their minds worked. And so I was burning myself out. And so I drew some boundaries. I started to say, no, I'm tired, which was something I was never saying. I was always there and available. But see, that leads me to other triggers. I have and a lot of everybody, nobody should be comfortable with the idea of suicide. And I had a few suicide scares from people. And I was like, after that, when I started working with younger people and stuff and they needed me, I was like, I'm there. Okay, what do you need? You good? You all right? Okay, look, I'm busy right now, but I'll call you or I'll message you or whatever. And I had to start to reel that in too. Like, okay, you have to remember you. And that you do have children here with special needs that need your attention as well. And also an oldest child who is preparing to go to college. And you have to really draw the line somewhere. You can't be available at 3 in the morning. You just can't. So S.T.E.A.M has also been helping me through this process where I go within and I dance and I move, and sometimes that helps me figure out what I want to do next, just shaking up the energy in your body. You have to move. I feel like movement is so important. Anybody who is trying to heal and they don't do any type of movement, is not going to be successful and that's in my opinion. So don't go running and telling, maybe you work with someone and they don't use movement. That doesn't mean that the healing process isn't taking place. It's just, to me, if you want full healing, there has to be some kind of movement, even if you're just doing a hand mudra or two, but even if you're just moving in your chair. To me, if you are not moving, then these energies, that chakra alignment, it gets stagnant. Your body starts to get rigid and stiff. Then you wonder why you got restrictions. I can't really move my neck that good, or my back is bad, or this. Think about times where you weren't dancing or you weren't moving. And it doesn't have to be a class. Because I had one of my male friends said to me, like, well, I'm not going to no dance class. I'm not a dancer. That's not what I do. And I'm like, you don't go out, though? If you go hang out and music's playing, if you go out with a partner or a loved one or your friends, if music's playing, you're literally you don't move. Nothing in your body ever moves when music plays. And it's like, well, my head might nod, but that's movement. Because your third eye chakra's here, your throat chakra's there, your crown is here. So in a way, even doing this, you're activating these energies. You're getting the juices flowing from there to there that was sitting stagnant if you don't do any movement at all. And that's why I always recommend people, if you work at a desk or a sitting position, learn my S.T.E.A.M routine, because you can do it while seated and you can get up from the desk. It's 4 minutes long and do it. You can play any music you want. Y'all will start to experience it more when in different types of ways it can be served and offered to you, because I have 2 people who are certified in it now that are going to be offering it in their own, style. It's still my foundation, but I encourage creativity. I never like teachers that stifle creativity. And I've had teachers that had great ideas, and I'm like, wow, that's dope. But if I could do this with that, it would be even better. And they would be like, is that what I did? Okay, so then that's not what you do. And I get that to an extent when you're trying to choreograph or put something together. But when it's something that is to benefit a person, it should fit their energy. So I've made a big announcement about who they are. Yeah, Letitia and Diane are 2 that you may see starting to do different things using S.T.E.A.M. So that was just a heads up. Now, I gotta look at my list because I'm a rambler. What am I supposed to be harping on? Am I going too far out? But, okay, so I did that. All right, so if you look in your workbooks, if you have the workbook, if you don't, you still can take these notes. It's going to talk to you about the chakras. Hopefully I'm on the right page in my mind. It should be talking to you about the chakras, and listing them, where they're located on your body, the colors and the benefits. So I'm going to go over that really quickly. Then we're going to do a visualization, a guided visualization to check and clear the chakras. This has always been great for me whenever I would do this one. It takes a little bit of a minute, not that long. I channel. So I'm intuitively picking up on the energy of those that are doing a visualization. And wherever I feel a block, we might spend a little bit more time breathing out and clearing that space. But in this session, because I don't want to go way over time, we're going to probably just clear each one as much as we can. And what I want you to do is really focus when we're doing a visualization, and feel where you don't feel comfortable. Whatever chakra you feel a little bit uncomfortable with, that's one that you need to do a little bit more clearing on. However, I am going to pull some cards. I'll pick a pile. We got four piles, and you're going to get some insight on what chakra could use a little work, which one is doing great. And I think the last card is your mudra. And the hand mudras I chose for today are based off of the elements, waking up the elements in your body. And I actually want to do that before the visualization, because I want you to use the mudra you get during the breathing work. So hopefully you don't get one that's difficult where your fingers are all entangled and crazy. But yeah. So first, let me go over the chakras, because that's very important. It's the foundation of S.T.E.A.M, the energy. Now, most people deal with 7 chakras. I deal with 9, okay? So the first one I deal with, and I don't know if I listed it like that in your workbook. I might not have updated it from, I might have overlooked that, because I did do an update on that book. But if it only has 7 there, you can add 8 and 9. Number 1 chakra, first one, under your feet, about 6 inches beneath your feet. It vibrates to the color black, and that's your Earth Star chakra. That is probably the energy that connects you to the energy of the planet, of the Earth, okay? The second one I deal with is your root chakra, base chakra. That vibrates, that one is right in the pelvis area, the base of the spine, vibrates to the color red. That one is one that vibrates to a fearlessness energy, feeling safe in maybe in your family setting, with your ancestral energy, in the world in general. If you are not rooted and grounded, then you feel uprooted. You might feel insecure and worried a lot. The next one, the sacral chakra, is right above that, right beneath your belly button, vibrates to the color orange. That one is your authentic creative expression. You're standing in your truth, power. You're expressing yourself sexually freely. It's all of that passion energy. So when that's blocked, you might have creative blocks. You might feel sexually like not really wanting to do anything intimate. And you might struggle to be yourself. Okay. The next one up is the solar plexus, right above the belly button, right under the ribs. And that vibrates to the color yellow. If this is on point, you're feeling confident. Your self-esteem is great. Your determination is high. You have strong willpower. If it's off, it's all of the opposite. You're feeling low in confidence. You struggle to stick to something. You don't have the will or the determination. Yeah, pretty much. And your light is dimmed. You're not really out there and shining your light. Moving on up to the heart chakra, right in the center of your chest. Vibrates to the color green, but nowadays people will say green or pink. But traditionally it was green. And when your heart chakra is open, you're open to receive love. You're open to give love. You're able to express how you feel with no problem. You're able to accept other people's emotions without feeling overwhelmed. When it's blocked, you're very guarded. You're not open up. You're not opening up emotionally. You have boundaries that are so high nobody can get in or past. And a lot of times you struggle with forgiveness. Moving on up. Throat chakra vibrates to the color blue, but more of a light blue to me. I've seen it a lot look like maybe a sea blue or turquoise. But anyway, it vibrates to the color blue. And when your throat chakra is clear, you are able to express yourself and communicate your thoughts and your feelings clearly, with clarity, without fear or shame, and from a loving place. When it's blocked, you might struggle to speak up. There may be times where you want to say something and you're just like, I ain't gonna say nothing. And really you should, because you're just, and that can also stem from the solar plexus. You don't feel the confidence to speak up. Or the heart chakra is a little blocked. So when you do talk, people misunderstand you. They think you're cold and things like that. So it's good to make sure those are all in alignment. Moving on up between the eyebrows, the third eye chakra, your intuition, which is what Get Into It with AMINA, my program is focusing on, is opening up your intuition. Because if we were all tapped in intuitively to source energy's messages, God, your ancestors' messages, your spirit guides' messages, if we were tapped into that energy that's trying to guide us, that is literally guiding us, even though we fight against the flow a lot of times, life would be going so smoothly. Because you would follow your intuition, you would listen to your gut, something 95% of us don't do, and kick ourselves later like, I knew I should have did that. Or damn, I knew I shouldn't have went there. And that was your intuition. That was you getting that inner knowing. Not only getting it from source and from other entities you're connected with, you're tapped into, but also getting it from that inner knowing, that wisdom that you were born with, that you are now remembering or reopening up, because you are a child of God. You're gonna have similarities to your parents, so moving on up, speaking of God, to the crown chakra. And I forgot, sorry, indigo, okay? Deep dark blue, probably close to this color, almost looking black. I like to imagine like a sapphire crystal there when I'm focusing on the third eye. And when it's blocked, you're just not listening to your gut. You feel lost. You feel like, I don't know what to do. Nothing is clear. I'm in a fog. Okay? Moving on up now. Crown chakra is purple or violet colors. And that is your connection to source energy, to God. I like to say source because I don't know what anybody calls God, and to me source is a universal term, or the creator. If that's blocked, you feel a disconnect from the universe. You feel like everything's going wrong. You feel like God is against you. You feel like your prayers aren't being heard. And it can be a lonely feeling when you're disconnected from source energy. That's like a disconnect from where you come from. And when it's open, you feel tapped in. You feel like you have the power to manifest. You feel like you are being guided, and you trust and you surrender with no problem. Moving on up above that, this is another chakra that's only sometimes tapped into, but this is the 9th one that I do work on, and it's your soul star chakra. Okay, that is about 6 inches above the head. And that color is gold, okay? And more like a gold, I don't know how to even explain it, not like glitter, but like a shiny golden aura, like light. And that is your connection to the energy of the universe, to even other realms and ascended masters and higher energies, higher light energies. And when you're tapped in to that vibration, the feeling is amazing. Your meditation process will be so easy. You'll be able to go within and really go within, and not like feel like you're second guessing yourself, or feel like you're not grounded. The only thing with the soul star chakra that I found, that if it's overactive, you start to do astral leaps. And what that is you can go within and literally out of body feel like you're floating, or you're in another world or another dimension, or you just can feel like you're not on Earth anymore. So if your soul star, not your soul star, if your Earth star chakra is not grounded, you can start to have out-of-body experiences that you don't want to come back from. And I had moments where I was told I have to remember from the planet Earth. And when you connect to that chakra, you can almost feel, when it's very clear, you can almost feel that energy of that oneness with God. I guess the feeling we felt before we were born. And to feel that lightness again. Yeah, who the hell wants to come back down here to this university? Because that's how I look at the universe. It's like a school. Who wants to come back down here to learn again? You want to stay floating. So just be aware of that. And it's very beneficial to open all these chakras, because it helps keep you emotionally and mentally in balance. So with that said, I'm going to guide you. That's a lie. We're going to do this chakra read and mudra read. Then we're going to do the visualization and the STEAM routine to wrap things up. So let me get the cards. Hold up. I'm going to show you the objects. I was going to try again today. I said maybe I should, hold on, I'm sorry. I was like, maybe I should try to turn the camera downwards. But I said, you know what? No. And I always go a little bit over time. Sorry guys, if you have to run, you can always come back and catch the replay. All of these will be posted for a couple of days, so you have time. So anyway, because I was gonna try to rush, and Spirit was like, you're not gonna rush us. We taking our time. So I'm gonna show you the object for each pal, and you choose your pal. So the first one, pal number 1. Of course, I don't explain these objects till I'm going over the pals. This is object number 1. If you feel drawn in some sort of way to this object, well, stone, then choose pal 1. Second pal, this is the object that is the symbol for that pal. I don't know if you can see the birds in the nest. If you are drawn to this object, then pile number 2 has your answers. Second object, beautiful flower. If you're drawn to this object, then your answers are in pile 3. Last but not least, pile number 4 is this beautiful seashell. And if you feel drawn or called to the seashell, then your answer is under pile number 4. Each pile is the first card is going to tell you the chakra within you that's the most aligned or cleared right now. The second card is going to tell you the chakra that could use some work, some clearing. And then you're going to have a card that's going to give you a hand mudra that is going to awaken an element in your body that might be lying dormant. Now, the reason why the elements are important is because we're made up of all of them in some way, shape, or form. So I do a dance that activates the elements within you. Now, I did do it one time during one of my free programs, but this time I think I nipped it. I don't think I do it in this one, in this week. But yeah, if you're in my program, that's one of the healing processes, is awakening the elements within your body as well. Because they all are affiliated to emotions too, you know, but that's a whole nother lesson, whole nother day. So if you were drawn to this stone, the element that is really strong within you, and it might not even be your favorite element, is the element of fire. Now you may look at this rock and go, how the hell is this representing fire? Well, it's a lava stone. And when I say it's a lava stone, if you've been in some of my other readings and stuff, I've used this one before. So you might already be familiar with it. But this is a lava stone from Senegal, from Gory Island. And quick story, I saw these rocks washing up on, they weren't even washing up, they weren't. Little boys were jumping into the ocean and bringing these rocks out, which what I thought were rocks. And then I saw some of the tourists taking them from them. So I called the little boy over. I was like, hey, come here. And he didn't really speak English, but he could understand gestures. And I pointed at what he gave the woman. I said, can you get me one? And he was like, he ran back into the water, dived down. I didn't see him for a little while. And he came back and he gave me this. And I had no idea what it was. I was like, I just think it's a pretty black stone. Found out later that there was a volcano that was under the ocean by Gorey Island that lies dormant now. But the volcanic rocks are down there. The stones of the lava that cooled off. And that's what they were getting for people. So this rock once was fire. And that's why it represents fire. Okay? So your chakra that is doing great, that is probably your most clearest, doesn't mean it's perfectly cleared or in alignment, but it's the one that is probably the closest. If you chose power 1, it's your crown chakra. Okay? Your crown chakra is it's pretty open. It's pretty much activated, meaning that you are in communion with source energy. You do connect in some way, shape, or form. However you do it, you do connect to source. You do trust in source energy. Whether or not you fully surrender and let God take the wheel, I don't know. But you're getting told that your crown is your clearest. The one that can use some work is your soul star chakra. So it's just interesting to me that your crown is open, but you block this up here is not that open. And they're showing you universal light. There's a need for you to open up that chakra, my pal number 1s. Why? Because there's some kind of fire within you that is going to drive you to want to be some kind of beacon in the world. And when you get universal light, you see that it looks like outer space. You may be a star seed, someone that is strongly connected to your star ancestors. And I went over, I think, star seeds. No, that's on YouTube. Look up go to my YouTube, youtube.com/AMINA11434. I have something up about 7 signs to know you're a star seed. And I tell you all about that connection to your star ancestors and the different constellations and planets that, you know, they are affiliated with. Most popular ones, Atlantis, Sirius, Orion. Those are ones that people speak of the most. But I went over a few. And there's some need for you to really connect with that energy. That it's going, I'm just feeling like maybe you don't believe. And there's something that's just it's not clear. You're cutting off that connection to your ability to be astrally open. Okay, and you're getting told you need to clear it. Now, your hand mudra is one for stillness. It's called the Shankavarta mudra. And it assists with intuition, truth, and communication. I believe it's chakra-wise, it's a cross between your crown and your third eye. The benefits of this hand mudra is it quiets the mind, it brings breath awareness inward, opens clear communication, and supports deep listening, supports opening the senses. And the element that this vibrates to, space. Now, I didn't even know that the element of space would come up, but you literally got universal light with this planet floating out in space. And then the card, the mudra, is the element you're awakening in you, is that star energy. All right. So the instructions, very quickly, bring the tips of all the fingers to touch, palms facing inward. Curl the right index finger inward, all the way to the second joint. Hold the mudra in front of the heart center. Relax your shoulders down and lengthen the spine. And your affirmation is, I open to sense inner stillness and knowing. And that's for you, my pile number one. So let's go to pile two. Dang, I may have to skip the visualization. I didn't realize I was that much over time because I do want to do the STEAM routine. So I might do the, what am I doing tomorrow? Lessons on love. I was doing a visualization tomorrow, so I could do it. I could add that in there because I don't want to go too far. And the visualization to check and clear chakras is at least 7 to 8 minutes long, I would say, or at least 5 low at the least. All right, so if you were attracted to pile number 2 and it's bird's nest, the element that is very strong in you is the element of air, because we got the birds here in the nest. Now, it might have made you think of a couple, and maybe your mindset is thinking on love, and that's tomorrow's topic. But really, that is there to represent the element of air. Okay? Air has a lot to do with the mind, the mental too. Okay? So maybe you are more of a thinker than a feeler, or it's easier for you to master your mindset than to master your emotions. And with the 2 birds there, I'm just getting a vibe that those 2 things need to come into some sort of communion and balance. So the chakra that is on point right now is your throat chakra. Expression, assertiveness, self-control, and direction, will. So it looks like your throat chakra is pretty okay. You're not having a hard time expressing yourself when it comes to speaking up. And even if you did at one point, you're starting to get a hold of that fear. You're able to have self-control over what you say, how you say it, and you make sure that no matter how long it takes for you to get to where you want to go, you stay focused on that direction, and you do speak your piece to make sure that things are still going the way you want them to go. So it's about being assertive, and very much being assertive. Now, your chakra that could use some help is your solar plexus, inner strength. So I'm getting a feeling that there is a little bit of confidence issues. Sometimes you might feel like some of your experiences broke you, and what they are trying to show you is that you were broken so that the light could come out. Use your experiences to fuel you. Use your experiences to fuel other people as well. And your hand mudra is all about union. Wow, you got one that looks a little difficult. I said one of these twisty ones. Good luck, pal number 2. Kalaka mudra. And try to remember your mudra for tomorrow so you can use it. Look at these. Look at the pinkies. My Lord. When you do the Kalaka mudra, it assists you with intimacy, connection, and balance. It benefits the function of the kidneys, bladder, and reproductive system. It balances the masculine and feminine energies. It cultivates a sense of safety and intimacy. And the element is water. So you have air and water. First group, you were fire and space. Just as a reminder. So you have air and water coming through for you. With the mudra being water, there's a need for the water in you to be balanced out. Okay? So the directions are across the wrist with hands back to back. The left hand close to the heart center. Hook the little fingers with the tips pointing upward. With each hand, touch the pads of the thumbs to the middle and index fingers. Extend the ring fingers upward at a slight angle. Relax the shoulders back and down. And after doing all of that, affirm, I allow a greater bond and connection with all to emerge. Alrighty, let's move on to pile number 3. So if you were drawn to this flower here, your element is earth. Okay, so you are very much connected to earth energy, whether you know it or not. And if you don't know it, then you need to do some connecting and sitting out in nature. I'm getting also recognize your connection to Mama Earth. The beauty you see in nature is the same beauty that you reflect. And so there's a need for you to commune with Mama Earth and with nature as a form of self-care. It's almost like you're nurturing yourself, sitting out there in nature and recognizing the beauty around you. It gets your mind off of the ugly things that could happen in the world that are really distractions. Okay? Chakra that is kind of okay. Doing good. Third eye chakra. So this is my intuits. People that are intuitive and kind of listen to your gut. You might not do it all the time, but your gut is very strong. Your third eye is very strong. Whatever signal signs you get in your body or your mind that tell you something ain't right or something is right, go with it, because your third eye is pretty clear. Okay. Now the chakra that could use a little help. Good Lord, y'all are every pal almost has the same one. All right. This is the soul star chakra. Angels and Masters. And I'm looking at the other card. Wait, no, that is solar plexus, that one. Okay. So this one is your soul star. So we got soul star twice. So these are another group of people who are kind of cutting off their connection to angels, ascended masters, astral realm beings and things like that are trying to connect with them. If you see here though, once you get those chakras into alignment, you are going to be open to tap into higher energies. And I feel like at this time, you have angelic beings, ascended masters, and the ascended masters, for those who don't know, Jesus Christ, Buddha, I always name the popular ones, Buddha, Prophet Muhammad, Virgin Mother Mary, those are all ascended masters. And there's more, way more. Rumi, there's way more. But there's a need for you to open that up and connect to archangels, your angel guides, and ascended masters. It's time for you to start learning more about them because they're trying to connect with you. That's what I'm hearing. So your hand mudra is for activation, and it's the Adho Mukha mudra. It assists us with transformation, inner fire, clearing. Your benefits: activates the digestive system, supports proper digestion, assimilation, and elimination, reduces toxicity, aids self-healing potential. And the element this is helping to wake up in you is that fire. So this is going to wake up the energy of fire in you. Maybe you need some more passion, some more drive, and you've been feeling kind of meh. Well, do this hand mudra. It will help open up the fire element within you. The instructions are to bring the tips of the thumbs together with the palms facing downward. Point all of the other fingers downward, resting the backs of the hands together, meeting at the knuckle. Bring the hands in front of the belly, thumbs just in front of the navel. Relax the shoulders down and lengthen the spine. And your focus, your affirmation is, I activate and awaken my inner treasures. I like that. So that will help you activate a couple of things. Okay. Last but not least, after we got, that's my earth fire pal. Now, last but not least, if you chose the shell, you know you are water based. Your element that you are really connected to, at least at this time, is the element of water. And I'm feeling going to the beach, sitting by the ocean will be very beneficial for you at this time. I'm also hearing if you have any issues or any stresses or worries, each of these elements can be used to clear things. Write it down and burn it. Something you want to release. Write it down and bury it if you want to let go of something. No, I'm sorry, that was wrong. Write it down and send it into the air. Like you could just rip it. In fact, with this one, I'm hearing tear it up. After you write that stuff you're trying to let go of, rip that up and let it go in the breeze. Bury it. Write it down, bury it somewhere. Don't ever look back. And with this one, you can either, what I do, this is just a technique, find something on the beach, speak into a shell, speak into something, say whatever it is you want to let go of and toss it into the ocean. walk away. Don't turn your back until you are far enough from the ocean, but you do back off. By pulling that one, I do really feel like this new moon may have you a little bit in your feelings, a little bit emotional about a lot of things. Maybe I feel like reminiscing, nostalgic, and type of energy. And let's see what chakras can help you get it together. So this is the chakra that is doing pretty good. Oh, your heart chakra is open. Desire, fun, fulfillment, and joy. So you are feeling passion filled. Or at least your heart is open or opening or clearing. Maybe you got into a new relationship. Maybe you got a new job. Whatever is coming that came into your life, it gave you like some new vitality. It really made you happy. And just continue to have fun and enjoy your life and do what it is that makes you feel joy. And that'll keep that heart chakra open. The one that can use a little work is the Earth Star chakra. And this is a card of rebirth. Woo! Okay, Spirit. This is a card of rebirth. What this card is saying with that Earth Star chakra being a little blocked is there's a little bit of a disconnect from Mama Earth. And if that's not the case, there is a disconnect from the process of Earth, which is life and death and rebirth and death and rebirth and death. And at the same time, it makes you block your ability to transition, to shed a skin and be reborn. And that's what you're being called to do. Connect to Mother Earth's energy and let your transformation take place, because there's a beautiful butterfly waiting to come out. Your hand mudra is the Ganesha mudra, and wow, good luck. It's all for manifesting. So this is one that everybody might want to know. And it says, it assists with inner light, focus, and confidence. The benefits are directs breath to heart, chest, and ribs. It assists the digestive and immune systems, awakens and uplifts energy, promotes confidence and courage, evokes the qualities of universal protection and clear direction. And the element is fire. So this is this is a water fire pile. So that's not bad, because you're water-based, but you still need to awaken that fire within you. But you're probably so water-based, that's why the fire needs to be awakened. The instructions are to bring the palms together with fingers pointed upward, interlaced, extend the middle fingers forward, and wrap the index fingers around them. Align the thumbs side by side, softly touching the middle fingers. Hold the mudra in front of the solar plexus, fingers pointing outward. Relax the shoulders. Good luck with that one. And your affirmation: as I manifest my desires, I am fully protected. And that is the end of your little chakra checkup. We're going to do the STEAM routine, and then I will wrap it up. And VIPs, you can hang around a little bit. It's going to be a very quick VIP session after. So the STEAM routine is really easy. I'm sorry, I'm slurring my words. I don't know why. It's really easy. If you're unable to stand, you can do it from a seat even. It's all about following making sure you're breathing and you're visualizing the things that I am saying, okay? It's all about visualization and breath. And with the visualization, don't just see it, feel what I'm saying at the same time. So let's do it. Hopefully I don't get flagged for this song, Facebook. Please forgive me. But I love this song by Sona Joe Bate called Saya. So get your feet grounded, especially you people who need to work on that Earth Star chakra. And let's go. So follow me. We're going to take a deep breath in through your mouth. And exhale, just releasing any stress, any tension. Again, in. Taking some light and love from Mama Earth. And releasing any stresses. Let's get some love from Mama Earth. Down. See yourself as if you are taking some sand or something and pouring it over you, clearing your aura. Other way. visualizing it washing your aura. Just taking some more light and love from Mama Earth. Exhale and release any stress, any tension. One more time. In. And out. More love from Mama Earth. And make sure you are dancing it. Don't worry about being perfect. Visualize yourself cleaning your energy with Mama Earth's elements. And breathe. And step clear. Step clear. Pushing away anything we no longer need in our vibration. You're getting rid of it. Anything that no longer serves you, let it go. Now we're going to clear our paths, open to receive your blessings, and really see yourself moving obstacles and blessings raining down. And breathe. And smile as you see those challenges moving and blessings coming into your life. Give Mama Earth some love. Feet stay the same. Open. Take some love in. Send it out. Take it in. Send it out. Take it in. Make sure you're breathing. Feel the love coming from your ancestors. Step. Send that love back to Mama Earth, who supports you every day with no question. Alright, walk with me. Walk. This is giving and receiving. If you are masculine, you don't have to use your hips. Take in some love from Mama Earth. Dance with your ancestors. Thank them for being with you. Thank your spirit guides for guiding you here today. And thank Source Energy. Of course. Back to how you started. Taking a deep breath of love and light from Mama Earth. And clear out any energy that's still unneeded in your aura. In. And we're going to do the Anjali Mudra. Just exhale. Bring this down to your heart center. Thank you. And that was the S.T.E.A.M routine for those that are not familiar, those that are first timers. That's the S.T.E.A.M routine. It's something that you can do all the time, any day, or whatever. It's the foundation to the S.T.E.A.M, holistic arts, and everything that we stand for under this umbrella, which is all about shifting your energy within you. Okay? And using movement and visualization to clear those chakras, to connect to all of the elements, and especially connect to higher light energies. Number one of all, the Most High. And on that note, if you are not a VIP, this is where we part ways. I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's session is all about love. It's lessons on love. I'm actually working on a book turned movie-ish. I'll talk more about it tomorrow, but it's a podcast that I'm doing on Patreon. I'm going to be starting to do it again. I did it a while. I was doing it for a minute, but I'm going to start it up again. And tomorrow I will be talking more about how the elements can help you ground your emotions. We'll go more into the elements. We're going to do a heart chakra clearing dance, a visualization to call in the one. And if you are already with the one, then we will be doing a visualization too. You can visualize staying in the energy of keeping that vibration going. Okay. And there's also going to be a love reading. So tomorrow's going to be all about love. It's going to be great. I'll see you tomorrow, same time. Now, if you are VIP, I'm gonna do your card pulls now. Also, you can put in the password now, because some of you I might not have realized signed up. So let me just look, make sure I don't have, I think I have an updated list. All right. Oh, thanks, Stacy. I love it. For me, it's always refreshing to do it. Okay. So VIPs, today you get a Mother Mary card as your pull. Anybody that want to hang around, you get good. You'll get I guess you can see what you, if any of these resonate with you. And on your bonus today for being a VIP is I'm gonna pull a vibe card for you. It's gonna tell you whether or not what aura you're in or energy you're walking in, that people feel from you when they're around you, and then the energy that you're probably really going through inside, or that's not as noticeable. Okay, so I'm gonna look at my list. Actually, all right, Sunshine, you said the password first, so you were going first. I really wanted y'all to say it so I could get an order. Okay, Sunshine. Your advice from Mother Mary. Okay, just wanted to stay. Here is your card. And it says, Our Lady of the Sacred Sun. Within your heart is a love that is unconditional, compassionate, and healing. From that love emerges wisdom and the capacity to make choices based on what holds essential meaning and value to your soul. It takes courage and strength to live your life authentically and honestly. Even if resistance arises at times, you can trust that only goodness and grace comes from living in such truth. So, you know, you're being told to stay living in your truth. I'm actually being nudged not to try to channel these messages, that these cards are straight up advice for you guys, and to just leave it at that. So I'm not gonna, I won't push trying to channel. All right, so let me get you, I should have had these out already. Get you your vibration. It's great being VIP, huh? Okay, so what vibe is Sunshine in? Okay, all right, I'll take it. All right, so you're in a mode right now, and this is how people are looking at you, or the vibe they get from you, but it's a rainbow vibe. They feel like you are in a good place right now. And if you are in that vibration, you're going to notice that a lot of your wishes are being fulfilled. This is a wish fulfillment card. But it's also the rainbow, so it could also represent LGBTQ. It depends on what you vibe to, but this is what people feel when they're around you. It's like just a free energy, happy, and wish fulfilled. Now, you may really be feeling on the bottom is actually pretty good. We have a gold vibe about you, which is kind of soul star chakra energy. You're connecting to your higher self, to source energy, to your inner light, and you're starting to recognize your self-worth. So you're doing pretty good vibrationally. All right, moving on to the next VIP, Stacy. All right, I have my list in front of me so I can. All right, yeah. I can tell some of you VIPs didn't check your email, but here we go. Stacy, this is your card from Mother Mary, and your advice is from Our Lady of the Resurrection. The heart recognizes when something has run its course. In letting go, you create a powerful, consciously chosen sacrifice that stimulates the birth of what needs to happen next in your life. Honor what is unfolding, even if it involves the pain of loss. You have the capacity to experience a sacred connection with life as you honor the endings that are a natural part of life's endless creative expression. That's deep, based off of what we were talking about earlier. Wow. Okay. I mean, me and you, not in the group. Okay, let's get your vibe. Yeah, I really don't think there's anything to add. I see why Mother Mary was like, don't try to add nothing to my advice. It is what it is. They'll get the point. All right. And your card. All right. So when you're around people, the vibe they're getting from you is that you're starting to open up. It's the color turquoise, and it means your throat chakra is starting to activate. You're starting to take action through communication. That means when you need help, you're speaking up, you're reaching out. You're starting to open up more and share a little bit more and be open to communicate. So your throat chakra, that's the vibe people are getting from you. That, wow, maybe you didn't before, you were quiet or whatever. People are starting to feel like, okay, you know, Stacy is going to speak what she feels. She's going to speak her mind. Bottom of the deck, what they don't see that you may be feeling inside is your conditioned self. That voice that still might tell you, girl, don't say that, don't do that, don't go there. Remember what happened before. Remember this experience. So you do may want to do some inner child healing work, because your conditioned self's voice is still kind of activated. And that's in all of us, really. It just depends on where, you know, in your life it's being affected. Well, affecting you, I mean. Okay. Next on the list, I have Letitia. Then I have Afua and Miss Carol. Miss Carol, I don't think you've been here live yet. I don't think she's here. Okay, but I'll do it anyway because she paid to be a VIP. All right. Tisha, your message from Mother Mary. This is your card, and it says, Our Lady of Starting Over. Our Lady is here to help you put the past, especially a painful past, to rest. Her heart is larger than any suffering or confusion. You can trust in her love to successfully guide you through this transition, as she encourages you to step onto a new path. You are entitled to learn and then be entirely free from all that has been. Oh, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. You are entitled to learn and then be entirely free from all that has been. Open your heart to a fresh start. Wow, y'all getting some perfect cards of advice based off of things that I've spoken to some of you about individually. Let's see your vibe. Whoa. Okay, let me try that again. Too many flew out. So I feel like many people are picking up different energies from you. So let me see. Maybe you keep switching your vibration. Yeah, cards keep flying out. I just want one card, Spirit. I know Tisha, like, you know, has 50 different energies and vibes she could walk in. Let's get one that people are strongly experiencing. White. So when you're around people, and that's funny, didn't we talk about you always, in my visions, you'd be wearing white, and you was like, somebody else said that. White cleansing energy is what is being felt from people when they're around you. Pure, light, blessed, void, and a new start. Exactly what Mother Mary's talking about. It says it on the card. New start. So that's the vibration people are feeling when they're around you, that you are freshly on a new path, starting anew. What's going on within? Karmic debts. So you're paying some debts off. Maybe there were people from past lifetimes or earlier in this lifetime that did things for you that you owe them in this lifetime. So maybe there are people that you feel like, I have to help them. I have to be around this person because I need to help them. A lot of those are karmic debts. You owe that person, you serve your time, and you keep it moving. Okay? Last but not least, Miss Carol, who I know ain't here, so I guess we could all just, well, hopefully she'll come. I'm gonna tag her a few more times. She's our elder, our queen mother of the group. And I know that y'all elders don't be wanting to do this computer stuff all the time on Facebook. But I'm gonna take it as something the tribe could probably learn from. All right, let's see. Just stopping me here. Okay, she's stopping me here. So this is the card I'm being shown. And it says, Our Lady of Radiant Grace. We were born not to fear our bodies and deny our spirits, but to love the earth and fly with the wings of the Divine Mother's grace. Even with powerful and marvelous wings upon our back and the perfect current in the air through which to soar into freedom and exhilaration, if we do not trust enough to leap, all that comes to nothing. Faith is your soul's superpower. And I did feel like that was a message to the tribe. So let me get the vibe. Ooh, Mother Mary, you've been deep tonight. You was deep tonight. Okay. I'll take it. I should have shuffled these more. But either way, I'll take it. This ain't keep it. She also has the rainbow vibrations. That could be of the tribe too. Wishes fulfilled coming through. That's the vibe people pick up. And what's going on within is lavender, tranquility. So really on the inside, you are feeling wishes fulfilled. You are feeling very happy and joyful. And whenever you see rainbow too, side note, I think Sunshine, you got rainbow as well. It's usually a great time after a rough time. You know, you see rainbows after the storm. But she also has lavender for tranquility, sacred energy, relaxing, pleasant, kind energy is what is really being exuded from the aura. So that's great. Of course, you know, she's going to get that. So on that note, that's pretty much it for tonight. My VIPs already went way over time, more than I wanted to go. But keep an eye. If you are a patron, there will be, I don't know if I'm going to do it tonight, maybe tomorrow morning, a recorded 911 message for you guys, just as a gift for those of you from Patreon that did sign up as VIPs. Did I skip anybody? Why do I feel like I missed a FUA? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Okay. So I'm about to say, I don't think I did everyone. Okay. Afua, here is your card. And once again, I'm like seeing comments late. At least I'm seeing them today. Yesterday, I didn't see y'all comments at all. Until I looked back at the live. They at least let me see them today. Okay, let me see. Alright, that one showed up twice, but now I don't see it again. So, nope, yes it is. It's peeking out. So I'll take it. Alrighty. Well, maybe you thought you missed it. Maybe you weren't present for a reason, because at the last minute, your guides was like, because I was about to wrap it up. And he was like, no. You forgot one. That's because you're the new addition to our VIP list. This is your card. It says, Our Lady of Quiet Blossoming. Before transformation bears fruit, you must labor with great trust. The seedling has profound courage. It gathers strength in the underground darkness before it is ready for the astonishing feat of cracking open its shell, powerfully pushing down roots, and reaching up to break through the soil and find the light. You have such courage, instinct, and power within. Trust in your process and in what you must be. Interesting. Y'all getting some interesting Mother Mary cards. And your vibe. Let me shuffle. Hard to shuffle these little cards. And cut. Your vibe, people are feeling from you. You are in a twin flame vibe. So you are calling in you're attracting your twin flame. Isn't that ironic? And the color you're vibrating to is purple. The violet flame, which is the strongest connection to source energy, is the violet flame. Your crown chakras are pretty clear, or at least when you're around other people, this is the vibe they get from you. You're in like a queen energy, so a lot of people might feel like a royal or a regal energy about you. Meditation and breath work are good for you at this time. And maybe you come off as somebody who is calm and peaceful and does those things. What is going on within you right now is beauty is coming out. Either you are starting to recognize your beauty, maybe you're starting to feel more beautiful, but whatever, or you're starting to notice the beauty around you and in the world and in nature and in other things and people or art. And so that's something that's underlying is beauty. That's something that is not obvious. Okay. And that's what I got for you. So now I'm really going to wrap it up. All right, everybody. Peace, blessings, and all that good stuff that comes from being a part of my tribe. Keep an eye on your email boxes. Later, y'all.